Hi guys, and welcome to my presentation. So today I'm going to be doing 3 makeup looks based on themes or motifs from each of the novels that we've read this semester. So first up, I'm going to be doing Heart of Darkness. So right now I'm just priming my face and getting my face ready for the makeup look that I'm going to be doing because it's pretty heavy makeup. But to give you guys kind of a sneak peek, the 2 themes that I'm going to be working with today for Heart of Darkness are the theme of, well, darkness, as we've seen plenty of times in the novel, and then the allegory of the river that Marlowe is on being a snake. So while I'm still obviously getting ready, putting on my foundation and concealer and stuff, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a backstory as to why I chose to do this for my project. Makeup has always been a medium of art that I think is underrated, but I've always found myself really drawn to. I've always enjoyed doing my makeup, and there's been so much drama in the beauty community lately, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, and I just kind of wanted to make something that was like peaceful and fun and just like, you know, nice to do. I say that like I'm some kind of like big beauty influencer. I know that I'm not, but it was just really fun to do. And I've always wanted to do a makeup tutorial, so I guess this was kind of my chance. Okay, so here's where things actually start to get a little bit interesting. So to get the pattern of like the scales of a snake onto my skin, I used an old fishnet stocking that I had and I stretched it over my face, as you can see. And then I added a bunch of blue eyeshadow onto my face in the areas that I would normally contour to get that like reptilian kind of snake-like look. So for the first quiz that we had on the reading for this book, I had not done the reading for that particular section, and so one of the questions on the quiz was like, what does the snake represent? And so I had no idea, so I kind of just made up this like random metaphor and I guessed. And I said, the snake represents the colonizers that go into the Congo, go into Africa, and squeeze the life out of everything and everyone there. And obviously that was the wrong answer. They were talking about the river, but after reading the story, I kind of realized that that metaphor is pretty true. The Europeans are very much a kind of snake. Snakes have always been a kind of symbol for betrayal and stabbing someone in the back, and that's exactly what the Europeans did. They came under the guise of, oh, we're here to help you, we're here to save you, we're here to make deals with you peacefully, and instead they just, enslaved everyone and took the natural resources and killed and exploited, and it was terrible. So even though this theme wasn't like strongly like heavily explored in the book, I thought it would make a really, really interesting makeup look with the scales and everything. And so I continued to kind of make it a little bit more dark to go along with that metaphor of darkness that we're really used to by using like black eyeshadow and heavy eyeliner and stuff like that. Speaking of eyeliner, eyeliner is super hard for me to do because I have like really shaky hands. So I always go in and outline the design for my eyeliner in white eyeliner first, and then I go back in with the liquid black eyeliner and make it better, shape it up, fill it in, and it takes forever to dry, which is why it looks pretty awkward on the screen. That's me trying to dry my eyeliner. So I kind of wanted to make this look as inhuman looking as possible, if that makes any sense. I wanted to add more snake-like configurations to it. So to kind of do that, I blotted out my lips with some concealer, and snakes have a very wide and thin mouth, so I tried to achieve that with black eyeshadow. And I actually hated the way that this ended up looking. It does symbolize a lot because obviously there's an incredible lack of humanity in the book, but I just couldn't get over how different and weird it looked in this look, so I ended up taking it off and replacing it with black eyeshadow, and then the look was done, and I'm really proud of how this turned out. I think I really combined the two themes well, and I'm proud of myself for that. And to add a little bit more symbolism, I wanted to make some charcoal dripping out of my mouth to be like the mouth of darkness, but I put charcoal paste in my mouth and added water, and it tasted absolutely disgusting, and I couldn't go through with it. But moving on, the next book that I will be creating a look off of is Wonderful Fool. This was by far my favorite book of the year. I just loved reading it. I don't know what it was about it. I just loved it so much. So I'm starting off this makeup look as I do with the last one with all my looks, priming, stuff like that. There were a lot of themes in the novel to choose from, but the one that I thought was the most intriguing that I wanted to create this look off of was Christianity in Japan, and how Gaston was kind of like this Jesus figure coming into Japan. As kind of a side note, a large part of this makeup look is based off of traditional geisha makeup from Japan, and to do this I had to block out my eyebrows, and this is a technique that a lot of drag queens use to block out their eyebrows, which is applying a lot of glue, brushing your eyebrow up basically, and then covering it up with powder and more glue, and this whole process took me like 45 minutes to get my eyebrows like completely blocked out. But yeah, where was I? Jesus in Japan. Gaston is kind of like Jesus in Japan. He comes in with this incredible faith in humanity, and he really helps to, quote unquote, like, open other people's eyes, whether that's like to the less fortunate, as it is with like Tomo or Endo, realizing that violent revenge isn't always the answer. It very much echoes like the biblical nature of Jesus and the personality of Jesus, and I thought this was a really clever parallel for Endo, the author, to put in, and so to kind of highlight that, I ended up putting some Christian symbols onto my face. But before I did that, I did more traditional geisha makeup, which is red eye shadow in the corners of my eyes. And lo and behold, my camera stopped working as I was finishing up this look, so I had to record the rest of it on my phone, and I really only had some pictures. So basically, I just drew on traditional geisha eyebrows, added a big cross. The Japanese symbols on the side of my face say wonderful in Japanese, and I added in a little portrait of little baby Jesus holding his little baby Jesus thing with a big golden halo around his head. So that was the end of that look. So my third and final look of today will be from A Passage to India. Yeah. By the way, sorry for all the weird lighting changes that have happened in this video. I recorded this over a series of a couple days, so it was like the sun was setting for the first one, and it was dark and cloudy out, and I had to use like artificial light, which like changed, and I had this wacky mirror with like a bunch of different settings on it, so sorry if the lighting is like really not consistent. I tried my hardest, but it just ended up being kind of not super smooth. Also, you can just see my room getting progressively messier and messier in the background because I used a lot of makeup products for all of these, and I kind of just like threw them on my bed behind me, and I like didn't clean them up. And there's my cardboard cutout of Danny DeVito. He made a lovely little cameo in this. So I started this process with some light brown eyeshadow, and I used it to outline the template of what I was going to put on my face. And I struggled a very long time with coming up with a kind of like cohesive look for the theme that I chose, which is the theme of friendship. And at first, the theme of friendship might not be so obvious in a book like Passage to India, but when you think of connections between characters like Aziz and Mrs. Moore, it becomes way more obvious the kind of um, bridge between cultures that was pretty rare, but also pretty special when it did exist. And so, to portray a really broad concept like friendship in a makeup look, I chose to do a band across my face, and the pattern inside this band is a pattern that you would find on a lot of friendship bracelets, and the colors of the bands on this facial friendship bracelet are the colors of the British colony of India flag that was used way back when, which is basically just the Union Jack with like a special little symbol on it. So just kind of flash forwarding, I detailed the pattern more with some black eyeshadow, and after I had gone in and fixed the pattern up, because it was really hard to do a flat pattern on a curved surface like my face, I went in with a wet makeup brush on powder, my favorite powder color eyeshadow palette, and used that as kind of like a watercolor to paint in my face. But the pigments weren't exactly like bright enough for how I wanted them, so I ended up using some cream eyeliner as kind of a second layer to make it a little bit more vivid. Originally, I wanted to do a much more complex look for Passage to India. I looked at traditional Indian art, both Hindu and Muslim art, and it's absolutely stunning. There's many intricate patterns, intricate figures, and I really wanted to do something with those, but it was very much outside of my bracket of talent. But if you ever have time to research those on your own, they're absolutely stunning. The theme of friendship in Passage to India very much struck me as kind of a antithesis to what was being discussed in books like Heart of Darkness, because well, clearly the characters treated each other in pretty different ways. Mrs. Moore and Fielding both treated Aziz with respect, and respect bred kindness, and kindness bred friendship, and friendship kind of led to this understanding between cultures. And obviously it wasn't common in British India or anywhere where there's been colonialism, but it shows what respect and friendship can do for people who think that they have a lot of differences, but in reality have a lot in common. So to finish off this look, I just lined everything in eyeliner, put on some false eyelashes to kind of make my eyes pop a little bit more, and filled in my eyebrows. This look was definitely the most labor intensive, I would say, because I had to switch between colors, and the pattern was something that I'd never really done before. But I'm really proud of the way that this turned out too. I ended up wearing this for like literally the entire day because I didn't want to take it off. But yeah, overall, this was my presentation, and I really hope that you enjoyed all the looks that I put together, and hopefully I'll be seeing you in IB English 12 next year. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you later.